the mic closer here. Comme ça. Everybody can hear me all right? Yep. Welcome, folks, to another episode of Ding. Ding, 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 ding. Produced here in Broadmoor, New Orleans, Louisiana. How's everyone doing? Oh my God. Not doing so great. As my, on both maternal sides, my grandmother or my mama, I had a grandmother that insisted on being called grandmother and nothing else. And had a nickname that she made up for her to tease us with, called Granny Bell. Don't you ever call me Granny Bell. And the kids never listened to her, so I call her Granny Bell. And she'd chase us around with a shoe or a stick or something and hit us. Good morning, Whitney. Oh, that's a loaded question, isn't it? Let me scroll up here. Lydia, in the last coffee of the day, and it's 4 p.m. in Glasgow. I don't know if you've ever seen that promo video for the Glasgow Diamonds, but it is hilarious. Like to a because it's like American football, not real football, right? And they're doing this video. It's 80s style. We are the Diamonds. Do-do-do. We come from Glasgow. Do-do-do. We play some football. Do-do. Because that's our game. It goes on for 2.5 minutes. In a way, it's kind of like the Americans are looking at this like, man, that's not a football attitude at all. And on the other side, it's like making fun of the Europeans making fun of the Americans. It's funny on both sides. I don't know if that communicated. Yeah. It's 4 p.m. where you are, 10 a.m. where I am. Mondays, ding! It's like, wake up. Next round. I'm just going to take all the asterisks out of the titles, or the title, because the background of the thumbnail, that it's got the guy with the eyedropper from Clockwork Orange. And it says deprogramming at the top. But the E-programmy is blocked out. So it's just ding. Reprogramming, deprogramming, programming, reprocessing, processing. Our brains are a lot like computers, except we got feelings and can do things. We can do actions of our own. Let's call it inspiration, I suppose. Inclination for survival. Whatever it is. Okay. There was the first tangent. Oh, Lordy. Beachcomb Beach. You know, I did not realize how long you've been watching. I go through some of the videos. I've been watching Doug's playlist of Backflash because he's very thoughtful editor and thinker, and like putting things together in an artistic way or in a way that conveys an idea that you may not even be, you know, like aha moments with. He's big into film and he's an actor and read probably 1,000. I mean, he probably did put the almost 10,000 hours in acting, if not more. So and those were skills that when I go back and watch, I remember the in betweens. But that's why mine are in chronological order, because when I watch it back in chronological order, it makes sense on a timeline. But his playlist is not in order. It's from different times throughout all of Backflash, which was like, I don't know, almost 3 months of just broadcasting. And then prior to that, like, it was 2018, I think, I started talking to Doug. I saw that he was publishing, and I sent him a message and told him if he wanted to talk, call. And he did, but I was going through some shit, and he really wanted to do something. I'm like, man, one day, yeah, but like I'm not in a position to do anything. So that's what I've been doing. 2 of the last 4 days. I can only do so much. I've been grieving as I go. I have moments. I've cried alone here in the studio. Just it's like my brain's like, this is the perfect time. Do it now, and it happens. In the car. A little bit last night. Or yesterday. I can't remember. The days and nights are still kind of wishy-washy. Yeah. Whitney. Hey Beach, hey Witness. Is that a thing where do people get mad over not mentioning their names or adding people like in chat? Because like in bigger chats, because I don't frequent them. I do go, but I tend to just kind of throw up my little Vulcan salute and listen, occasionally commenting, occasionally flooding the chat. But who else is here? We got some lurkers. Janet from another planet. Bon matin, chat. That means good morning. Blues. Hey, Blues. Okay. 1700 in your time zone. I bet it's cold. Yeah. Okay, Witness. Was Backflash with you and Doug? I think those were my favorite. I watched them all. I couldn't do all that stuff. Backflash, yeah, that was Doug and I. Lorna Huddleston. I liked Backlash. It was Backflash. And Doug called it Backflash Fridays. And I'm like, dude, don't say it like that, because it sounds like a fucking furniture sale. Like, it's just straight up Backflash. And that's the whole idea. The backflash. Like, this is the backflash that the church gets. It's just a backflash channel. Yeah. When you say, who said it? Witnessed. Watched all Backflash, but couldn't do the other stuff. I can't watch Doug talk to someone who says they're a diagnosed NPD person and believe that for 1 second. Like someone else said, it would send chills down their spines when he would talk to HG Tutor. And whoever that person is, yeah, there's no way I would want to talk to, much less listen. Um, I never watched a full video of any of that because it was just ugh, gross. Hmm. There's some other people too that uh, I can't watch. I mean, I can, and I have, but I have no desire to. They're not even worth mentioning. You know, they're not worth mentioning. They try to be some kind of flash in the pan clickbait stuff, and of course it works on the algorithm, but it confuses the topic and the subject, which is, you know, otherwise. I'm not saying it's disinformation, but it makes it hard for people, some people, to discern what is what's really, what the fuck is going on, because it's a three-ring circus. And that, before I started the broadcast, I was sitting here watching The Freak Show. I Will Not Be Part of It, a video that I did in 2017. It is Doug's favorite video I've ever done. And I'm not saying we have the same kind of taste in what favorites are. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we didn't. But yeah, there's some things in here that are actually pretty powerful, and I can see why Doug loved it so much, because it's kind of a little extreme. I was going through a lot at this time, 2017 of November, and dealing with a whole lot of shit, and not in a good situation. But at the same time, was, willing to, with what I am capable of doing. Oh, it's a whole different scenery. You want to talk about the community as a whole, the whole trauma community of ex-Scientologists. The scene changes, and and sometimes it can change dramatically. I think we're going to have another dramatic change, or there has been recently, but the there was still a certain amount of keep a lid on it, even amongst certain community people. Keep a lid on that. Now, I have learned that usually relates to people kids getting disconnected from their parents getting disconnected from their kids. For example, I would not have known anyone to call to try to get a wellness check done by a family member, because it should be done by a family member. If it's that serious, it should be done by a family member. So I would not have known anyone potentially to contact to do that had Doug and I not done Backflash and did that because that uh, broadcast series opened up a ton of connections for people. And I mean, where they were to be made, and where one was willing to accept it, I guess. Um, so that friend of the family that was noted in what's Tony's article, his press release. Um, that is wow, that didn't take long to search at all. Freaky. Um, oh, there's been an update. Let's read it. Um, Scene. Ding. Okay. Or perhaps do this. Um, you want to know that song? Perhaps. Uh, ba, 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 ba. Look, I have not had, like I said, I've been grieving as I go. Last 48, I was in contact with the friend of the family to try to get a hold of his mother to get the wellness check done. And there were only 3 people that knew what was going on. So, and because it had obviously got to a point to where if people are on, it's made no, whatever. It had come to that point. So, but it should be a family member. Definitely, see, here's the thing: is that I assumed that he was alive. I assumed Doug was alive, and had been like, you know what, I'm fucking done. Like I've said what I need to say. I've done all this stuff, and now what? And maybe move on and do something else. We had I had planned on casting him as Jim Hamry in the Mission series that I have written and rewritten to show. I've had several comics also try to help me work in a comedy element that is also like dark comedy, but to show the conditions on staff. If you saw Louis Theroux's My Scientology movie, that they show people doing TRs, and they actually are doing them, which is crazy. But and they had Marty Rathman supervising, so these guys were getting TRs. Yeah, Whitney. Yeah, that's the reason I'm watching his playlist of Backflash, because I know that even though they're uncut, the order that he put them in is how an editor would want it. Yeah, it's like with an editor's mind. And I want to see how he sees it, and then I'll watch mine that is just by the dates and note the differences. It's going to take a little while. And yeah, it's going to take a little while. There's 10K in Emily's chat, but I still get to say hi to Witness. Me too. Oh, okay, I could see that. Like you're in a massive pool, and it's like, hey, It's like waving at somebody in public. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. But I mean, it's may sound strange, but people have said, "Well, so and so didn't wave at me in the chat or say hi in the chat," and I don't know if we're friends anymore. I'm like, what? I just been on the internet too long, I guess. Um, and I feel like I have a pretty firm grip on like the virtua. Uh, some people when they start to develop some kind of like uh, friendship online have a twinge like this isn't natural. This is someone I don't know. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's someone you haven't seen in physical form, but they do exist, and they are somewhere, and you can form very meaningful relationships, although they are devoid of certain aspects, like the physical presence. You know, they can't get up and get you a cup of coffee. But yeah, I meet a lot of people that way. Actually, probably meet more people in the virtua than I do in real life through Discord networks and LinkedIn and whatever. Um, WhatsApp, mostly Discord though. So I get it though. Like that analogy you made, or that's a real thing. 10 people, 10,000 people in a chat. Wow. Okay. HG's tribute was thoughtful, even if he gives me the willies. Well, see, and there again, right there, that he did a tribute. Hmm. I don't know. Um. HG really creeped me out. I wrote to Doug about how, as a fellow empath, I was worried for him. Yeah, I was too. I was too. I've been called an empath, but you know, mm, the definitions sometimes feel loaded. They're but there are psychological definitions for them, to my knowledge, because I don't think I don't think Damien would call me that if there wasn't some kind of a trait. So um, there was also uh, he who shall not have the honor of being named on in this space exists in the dark. Cannot come into this space. 2 weeks before our last broadcast, uh, contacted Doug, and they started talking. And it's on top of the HG tutor stuff, you know. Which, after he would have these conversations, he would call me sometimes. Man, no bueno. No bueno. It was not good for your mental health. Talk to these people. Hey, Brian, morning, buddy. Yeah, I'm not sure, Blues, what you're referring to. Everyone and their mother came out of the woodwork, but I'm behind on chat, so I'm probably way behind. It's probably something that I already talked about. Can you believe HG Tutor? This is from Lydia von Stretchclaw. Can you believe HG Tutor, or is he just looking for more business? He feeds on us. We're his breakfast. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, whether he is actually is so rare. It's not It's not. There are cases for people being diagnosed as NPD. It's rare, exceedingly rare, to get a diagnosis because there's nothing wrong with them. They ain't going to end up in a position to be questioned unless they become a criminal, and so those cases tend to get diagnosed. Um, if they're sloppy, if they're like drug addicts that have a hard time feeding their addictions and they start stealing stuff and turn to a life of crime, yeah, you can get the diagnosis on that pretty quick. But a YouTuber, self-proclaimed, and like where is the diagnosis? I doubt he'd show it. Just want to show his name, HG Tutor, made up name. I don't know. Yeah, it's all creepy to me. Hey, morning, Barb. It's okay. It's Christmas week, you know. Like Christmas will be next week, this weekend for me, and so holidays. It's understandable to be dragging ass. I know I am. Uh, we all assumed he was alive. I thought he was taking a break. Yeah, I'd hope that he had sort of been like got all of his gunk out and felt and had a moment like, you know what? I don't have to do this because there is something to the whole feeding the monster with YouTube and the algorithm and getting caught in it. And it's like a wave after wave. I always like to use this picture from Family Guy, where Karl Rove, or is it Karl Rove or is it Dick Cheney? It's Karl Rove. Karl Rove, American Dad. All right, so Karl Rove from American Dad shows up to help Stan become deacon. Deacon Stan, Jesus man. And they end up taking Roger, the alien in the house, and turning him into a milk machine to produce the milk that Francine puts in her potato salad. And they have him. Yeah.
Stan, quit spying on.
Oops, I can't play that. No, I just want an image. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, you won't do that? Okay, cool. The face. I just want images. Here, images. Here we go. This image right here. That's a nice big one too. Here we go. No. Was it in this? Good enough. All right. This is what YouTube does to people. Or people do to themselves, actually. You get caught in the algorithm. Suck you dry. No remorse. Roger's normally not that big. In other words, it's very unhealthy. Looks like a very unhealthy situation. Francine's like, hey, Stan, I think we ought to give him a break. He's like, nonsense, I'm the deacon now. And Karl Rove is my advisor. And here's Karl Rove. He can't get better writing. Okay. So, the hell was the point of that ramble? Um, thought he was taking a break because feeling like Roger in that scenario, you know, hmm, I listened back to recordings and that weren't broadcast, and these are long conversations. When his dad died, it became just pretty much on the phone all week until Backflash. And I had to slowly sort of ease the idea, you know, and distance, and not take calls. And during that time, from when he talked to he who shall not be named in this space, 2 weeks or so, and we had done 2 broadcasts, and I apparently deleted comments from his channel. And shadow banned people. This is what was alleged. And I believe Doug was being fed a bunch of false narrative. There's other people who might believe that too. But I also know that he didn't want to go anywhere in LA to get any kind of help, like a therapist or anything. And that's why I told him to come to New Orleans, man. Just get the hell out of ground zero. And there's no doubt that there was environmental stuff in my mind. All right, it's just in my mind, being that he lived in Studio City so close. There's no doubt that there was some environmental fuckery going on at some point. And then they probably just like, okay, well, he doesn't give a fuck. He's going to keep going anyway. Let's stop. So, so this was like the end of a thing for me. Whereas when this got published for most of y'all, this was like news. But like Sunday through whatever day, December 12th, which was what, a Tuesday? Yeah. I'd gotten 8 hours of sleep, 6 hours one day and 2 hours the next, and I still missed messages. There's a lot of shit going on. So I'll read what Tony, you guys have already read this, but said there's been an update. Put it on screen. All right, so during our coverage of the Danny Masterson trials, one of the best experiences we had was being interviewed by Doug Scott Kramer. I remember when he did that interview, it was kind of right in the middle of the Backflash stuff. So, a former Scientologist and actor who had operated his Dazed But Not Confused YouTube channel for several years. We first wrote about Doug in 2021, featuring one of his videos, and in more recent days, he's been basing a lot of his videos on our reporting and giving the underground bunker credit. So, the fact that he wrote that last statement and giving the underground bunker credit, that is a posture directed at Aaron for just taking Tony's work and publishing it. We thought he was doing very good work. He had a unique voice, and we were glad to know him. Sadly, we heard from a friend of the family that Monday evening Doug was found unresponsive in his bed in Studio City home. He had died at the age of 50, and no cause has been listed yet at the county medical examiner's office and may not for some time. Update. The county medical examiner has determined that Doug died of arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease and that his smoking was a significant condition. That's probably what he died of. I tried to get him to walk. There's an old recording I was listening to. He's like, I'm outside walking, man. It's not so bad. Because I'd tell him take a walk. He'd be like, yeah, take a walk. A sure cure, right? Scientology, ha ha ha. No, that's one of the things that actually is good. So, Scientology or not. In his videos, Doug had talked about his father introducing the family to Scientology when Doug was about 9, and that he was firmly a member of the organization by the time he was 19. He reached OT level 3, which contains the story about Xenu and the Galactic Overlord, and Doug often cited it as one of his strangest experiences in the organization. At 33, Doug said he had been given a copy of Steve Hassan's book, Combating Cult Mind Control, by a friend, and he said it opened his eyes about Scientology, eventually helping decide to leave. Meanwhile, he pursued a career in acting and had landed guest roles on television shows such as Nip Tuck and American Heiress. He said that acting classes had put him in proximity of other Scientology-involved actors, and he talked about the way Scientology caters to them. He also spoke about the ways that Scientology's indoctrination was so insidious. Quote, Scientologists in general aren't inherently evil or bad people or anything. Far from it. Usually, they're decent people who are unknowingly brainwashed people, as harsh as that may sound, and there's a world of difference between the two, in my opinion. He wrote during Reddit Ask Me Anything in 2019. Something that y'all might not know about Doug is that he utilized his skills in broadcasting, his acting. Like, he would remember that line right there. I guarantee you it's somewhere in a transcript in Backflash. Scientologists in general aren't inherently evil or bad people or anything. Far from it. Usually they're decent people who are unknowingly brainwashed people, as harsh as that may sound. And there's a world of difference between the two, in my opinion, friends. There's a line. I feel he did it very, very well. And sometimes he'd have to act through tolerating things that he found intolerable about me. Why is my phone ringing? Would you like to take a survey? That's what it says, survey. No, I would not like to take a survey. Would you like to take a survey? Little known fact, Animaniacs took a jab at Scientology back in the 90s with their bit in an episode about George Wendt and beans. Would you like to see George Wendt? Would you like to see beans? Would you like to see George Wendt eat beans? Would you like to see beans eat George Wendt? Would you like to take a survey? Would you like to take a survey? The Animaniacs ran around doing Div 6 stuff. And it was a total Scientology riff. And I don't think anyone besides other people in LA probably got it. But I didn't get it when I saw it. Later I did. Or perhaps it's just by correlation. By association, by correlation. Here's another quote that he has. And the key feature about being brainwashed is you won't be able to detect that within yourself and will dismiss it and laugh off the notion entirely. But it doesn't change the facts of the situation they are in. Hubbard was first and foremost an expert hypnotist. This is what keeps people from being able to snap out of it, perceive the obvious, and leave. We're glad that Doug did get out and that he educated so many people about the dangers of Scientology. There's a quote from former Scientologist Tammy Sinovac. I'd known him since he was a teenager. I was his ethics officer. He was a handful. He grew into a very intelligent adult. When he explained Scientology to people, he did a lot to expose the damage it does. And I would agree with her because, like I said, I would not have been able to reach out to that person had we not done Backflash, because that's how it reached them. It resonated, and they saw two people together that, had a similar experience. So, and then there was, I'm quoted here, I love Doug like a brother, and yes, sometimes we fought like brothers, says former Scientologist Marcus Swear, who did numerous episodes with Doug that explained the intricacies of how Scientology worked. I believe we did help people, breaking down how the TRs can induce trance states, and we celebrated being wrong about all that when we were in. That, I don't know if that's an exact quote. We celebrated being wrong about Danny Masterson. And I guess, of course, it's his choice of wording, like, celebrated being wrong about all that when we were in. I think a comma might be good there, but being wrong about all of the Scientology, I think it's more of just a wording thing on his end. There's another update. Tammy has provided some additional details. I want to clear up any rumors of foul play or suicide and also explain why a wellness check was not done sooner. Doug's mom did not know he was missing until this Sunday afternoon when I contacted her. I had only learned that he was missing that day myself. After no response to her emails and calls to him, she became worried and called the apartment manager on Monday morning. It was unusual for him not to return her calls. It is apparently not so easy to get the police to do a wellness check. It took her several calls to the landlord to set up a wellness check. Meanwhile, we waited. After not hearing from anyone for a few hours, she contacted the police, who did not see the need for a wellness check until she explained the urgency. Once they understood the situation better, the landlord and police worked together to get into his apartment where Doug was found dead in his bed. There was no evidence of foul play or suicide. He had been in touch with his mother for quite a while since his dad's passing in March. I can verify that. And spoke to her the previous week about taking baby steps to rebuild their relationship. They were making plans to get together in person after the holidays, and he told her he was looking forward to that. We are not sure if there will be an autopsy yet. His mom is only letting the rest of the family know of his passing. Please allow them time and space to make arrangements and grieve their loss. I hope this answers some questions. He will be missed by many, Tammy Sinovac. Another update, the county medical examiner has determined that Doug died of arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease and that his smoking was a significant condition. All right. Wonderful. So, let me go through some comments here. Lydia at Lorna, who knows? There are people with NPD who have some awareness, but I'm not sure if he's feeling grief in the same way as others. He could be feeling the loss in terms of what it means to him. Hey, borderline. Um, yeah, I mean, all you can do is one thing at a time. Um, Amy said, "Oh, I have those twinges IRL too. Oh wait, it's a person. This is unnatural." Yeah. Greetings, Scott. CO Bill. What up, dude? Remember you? Uh, wave at Simon. Hi, Simon. Scared of HG4 Doug, given Doug's history with his dad. Witness, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I said it last time, probably, and the time before. When you leave a high control group, you leave a high control group. What do? Do you go join another control group and just hide out because it's less control and you can manage that? Do you go and get some help and figure out ways to cope with what you went through in that high control group? Or do you cope in ways that are destructive? Or do you have insecurities that sort of like make you pipe up as an expert on the subject? Or do you, what do you do? What you probably should do is find someone to talk to and aim at a therapist and aim high. Don't aim low, aim high. Because for a therapist to deal with your shit, if you're an ex-Scientologist, ex-Mormon, ex whatever, insert thing here. Military, same thing. Aim high when you get back from your tour. You need to talk to somebody. The odds are you're going to need to talk to somebody and come up with coping mechanisms, coping strategies that don't hurt other people, that don't make other people a victim of your trauma. And I'm not victim blaming, because the sometimes victims are so traumatized that it takes a long time for it to even get to the point where they realize, I need to talk to somebody. I mean, it almost took, for me, a court order. I mean, I was already in therapy by that time, but the court order sealed the deal. It like kind of alleviated any stress that I had about getting therapy. They're like, yeah, you definitely need therapy, buddy. Okay, cool. I'll go with that. And the freak show video, like I'm so 6 years ago. It doesn't seem that long. It's not long. 6 years is not long, but like the changes that occur and that have occurred since are so freaking extreme. And to be fair, from 2018 to 2020, it was just a coin toss every time. Sorry, I snapped my fingers. I'm not fucking hypnotizing you, okay? I was just simulating the coin flip. I could find myself in any good, it could be good or bad or neutral or whatever. Like, just, I don't even know where I'm staying. This was after I just had to leave Mom and Iris due to the increased domestic threat for me being a lazy piece of shit because of it. Oh, cancer, whatever. Torn Achilles, go back to work. Fuck you. All right. At least Sam Valken was diagnosed as part of the criminal conviction. I don't know who that is. Blues. Cannot help myself, but fuck Christmas. It is my birthday week. Puff puff pass for Doug. Yeah, my daughter was born on Christmas Day, so poor thing. She'll probably feel the same way. Like, you know what? Fuck Christmas, man. It ruined my life. It's your birthday week as well? Oh, no. Okay, Whitney's wishing Blues happy birthday week. Happy birthday week. Simon Gutsy. Barb, I have never been able to subscribe to your channel Discord. Do you have a current invite URL? Okay, yeah, I can make that happen real quick. If you want to be in the Discord, we do have a moderator, so no bullshit. I don't want external links to torrents or anything like that. There it is. I don't know how many invites that one has. Willie Weed, man, my man. Shit. 10 in the morning, starting up the week. Talking about Doug. Got shows coming up. You know what? Knowing Doug, and I did. He told me he didn't want to fucking live here. He didn't want to be alive. He wasn't going to unalive himself. And he said it like that because he's like, he's very sensitive to everyone's things. Like when he'd say gals and people would be like, it's not gals, it's women. And it would frustrate the piss out of him. But he really went out of his way to be correct politically or whatever, socially. And that's another way he utilized his line. As an actor, he would think of things as lines, and so he'd remember. Say gals, and when I would refer to the first iteration of my channel, Log World, he would start getting triggered. And I'm like, listen, man, we didn't know what the hell that meant. And, it's not what, like someone coming in and hearing that from an area where that means something else. Like, I would hope that they would have, especially considering the subject and the topic, that they would have some kind of understanding of how much that word is used. So, but not everyone knows. So whatever. That's why it's just in Theta now. It's for you, Willie and Doug. This is for Willie and Doug and Blues, because it's a big one. All right. Lorna, people are so brainwashed against getting therapy from Scientology. Lies. Already everyone else gets weird about getting therapy. Yeah. Stigma and bullshit. Weird ideas about it. Yeah. You're absolutely 100%, in my opinion, correct. Um, the even at this time in 2017, like I was doing my videos. I told my therapist about it, and she was just sort of like checking it out. As a different therapist. Um, and because I didn't have uh, for a long time someone to talk to about this stuff, uh, I part of me figured that it would be good to document it so that if I could find a therapist that could watch it, they might see some things happening, changing attitudes, behaviors, speech patterns, temperament, whatever they could get out of it. Body reads, and there's actually a lot you can tell about that through videos and stuff, especially if people are going through shit. And yeah. I'm in. Barb says, I'm in. I thank you. Did you say external links to torrents? Torrents. Not the place. Oh, not the place, torrents. No, don't worry about it. You can Google it. It's TORRENT. I'll tell you what, a torrents. Now, I don't want any links to torrents now. This is that town Barb grew up in. I don't want to go there. Because she's in my trauma community and God knows what kind of shit goes on. Jesus and I never got along. Oh man, that's too bad. You don't fuck with the Jesus man. You said it. Next week at the tournament, I'm gonna fuck you. Another thing, you flash your piece on the lanes like you did last week, I'm gonna take it, stick it up your ass, and pull the trigger till it goes click. Jesus. You said it, man. Nobody fuck with a Jesus. Woo! Cheers. Love Child, I'm just tuning in. Glad to hear your thoughts. I loved watching you and Doug. Always funny as fuck and good vibes. So sad I can't believe he's gone. It's true. Only the good die young. Yeah. Yeah. I got a song called that. The Good Die Young. On pain and suffering. I can play that. Yeah. Welcome, Love Child. Play you a song. Doug liked it when I played music. This is, yeah, sure. I wrote this a long time ago, but, I should play it on YouTube, I guess. If I know what's good for me, because it's more per stream on YouTube, whatever royalty I get. All right, is it on? It's on. Oh look, ad. Another ad. See? I get some... But it fucking ruined the beginning. Alright. Well, at least I got my .016 cents. because it's higher on YouTube than it is on Spotify. Yeah, check out me and Travis and Rick. It's 2 minutes. I don't know if that was super low or not. It might have been. I'm not in radio mode. Yeah. All of this was backed up Sunday by a friend. And all of the BitChute stuff as well. And some of it was either deleted content or stuff that didn't transfer over correctly. But as far as I know, everything is backed up. All of this stuff, this compendium of knowledge, whatever, experience. Yeah, what a trip. Okay, so what the hell?
Time to end. I love you and enjoy the rest of your night until our next chat, which will probably be 10 minutes from now when I call you. I'll leave you alone the rest of the night. You got the rest of the night off, kid.
All right.
All right, man. Love you, brother. Bye. Time to end. I love you and enjoy the rest.
Yeah, that was one of the last times I talked to him. Barb, I have so much to go back and watch. It makes me happy. Never saw any of the backflash videos with you and Doug until the day Masterson was convicted. Yeah, that was a big day. Had a lot of that was the biggest audience we ever had. Mini Cake, just for the record, and I am from Europe, we have different ones than Americans. I don't know what that is. Mini Cake. Oops, I'm technologically challenged. I'm seeing this in the chat. Just saying. Hey Faves, Tiff. Hey Tiff, what's up? No, we're not going to tour. I'm way behind on the chat. I gotta catch up. Man, all right. You mean torrents? Yes, I mean Torrent. No torrent links in the Discord. None of that shit. No dark web links. None of that. Um, the Jesus means you. The Big Lebowski. Nobody fuck with a Jesus. Beach, do not spell the forbidden words of the chat. The algorithm will send Osa after you. Oh, thanks, Tiff. I always love it when people love my music because I write it for myself, and really, if other people like it, then that's amazing to me. Miss J, good morning, or what? Well, it's morning here. 11:08. Hi, Tiff. Amy Jean, Purple Heart. Every day a cake. Oh man, I don't know if I could do that. Uh, yeah. Yeah, cake every day. Yeah. Beach agrees. Bonjour. Marc Mardico. Bonjour. Bon matin. À la Louisiane. Central. Scott. Oh, CO Bill. Marcus, this is mostly shut the fuck up and listen chat for me. But just want to say you are a cool dude and I like your takes on things. What does that mean? Shut the fuck up and listen chat. I wonder what that means. Thank you. I remember you from Backflash. Had a lot of good comments and stuff. And thank you. And I'm glad you're here. Born Ancient. Hey. Welcome. We should talk about cake. I'm getting through it. Cake. I wish I could play some cake. Oh, and I've made it. No, I haven't. I have made it to the end, yes. Oh, you're just a listener. Okay. I understand. I just didn't want you to feel like you can't say anything. It's not really a moderated chat, per se. Yeah, so let's look at some of the clips that I came up with. You might have already seen them. I shared them in the community tab, but I started going through his playlist and making clips. So my first one, this one's one of my favorites. There are many moments that we had on and off air that, well, that was gut busting funny. All right, so here's one of them.
The techniques of Dianetics are easy to do. You and a friend will team up together and follow the
I need to turn it to normal speed.
6 steps of the procedure. This is called auditing, and any 2 reasonably intelligent people can do it. The term auditing comes from a word.
Stop.
I figured I was almost going to jump in there too, bro. Go ahead.
Reasonably intelligent people.
If you,
oh my
you're
God.
A dumbass. Again, what an arrogant fuck, right? Any reasonably intelligent. You're intelligent, right? Aren't you? Oh, you're not? I guess you can't do this.
So I guess because I became a book 1 auditor with Dominic, we are reasonably intelligent.
Not necessarily so intelligent, but you're definitely according to
reasonably
intelligent.
Okay, let's go. That is so much fun. Oh, I deleted the tab. I need a new tab. No problem, Google says. And here, would you like your channel? Yeah, sure. Go into community tab. Sure. Now we're right back. See how easy that was. Reasonably intelligent. God damn. So it's disorienting, I gotta say, so far. it the playlist. I'm on the third video. These are 2-hour videos usually. I'm on the third video, and I'm disoriented as to the time, because for me it's like a timeline from May to say to May, June, from March, April, June. And then there's numbers too. What is 3? 3 is February, March, yeah, April, May, I think. From like May to May, June, July, the end of July, May to the end of July, beginning of August. We had it all sort of mapped out. Two different, I guess, seasons. Backflash, but it turned into what is it? Can I open this in a new tab? Oh, you're gonna be a bitch like that. All right, fine. Do it the old-fashioned way. Do it the hard way. Playlists. So yeah, there are 1, 2. There's 3 that he said he lost. Nope, that's not it. No, I'm not allowed to say. Oh my goodness. Backflash. So we started with the interviews. Yep. And then all that should line up timestamp wise. Then selling Scientology, which is just 2 videos. Is this my playlist or his? The Bridge to Total Amnesia. Yeah, part 1 in order. Okay. Danny Masterson, which is where some of you first saw Backflash, probably this video, or maybe it was this one. It depends on the date. There should be sorted by date. How do I show that? How do I click on the 6 months ago? So no, yeah, this one belongs here, I believe. Yes. Gotta make sure this shit's in order, man. Sorry for partying. And yeah, back to this. So out ethics and bad TRs.
You're not native to a body. It's like that's not native.
And it's not just funny. They used a clever way to show their ethics level. They're supposed to be the most ethical group on the planet. And Ben's talking about, I have to kind of like steal my friend's play system or whatever in order to pay for this Dianetics book. Do you think I should do that? And she's like, you can tell she really wants the money. And she's like, well, it's up to you. And then he's like, well, maybe I shouldn't. Well, it's just funny. You got to see how he uses humor to expose the shit out of this group.
This part though, where they're like, this is a great perspective on a Scientologist that had 0 TRs, but like was like acting out all of the things they're saying in a way that is about as rational as they're saying it.
Exactly. That's what makes it so brilliant, dude.
That's what's the brilliant of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like you would expect someone to be saying those kind of things, to be doing weird, crazy, fucked up shit like what that guy's doing.
You're not native to a body. It's like that's not native.
And it's not just funny. They used a clever way to.
Yeah, that the reaction on this guy's face is priceless. Just oh yeah. Interesting little observation. What TRs are. On a CC what they call a CC line, and
Celebrity Center.
right, CC, Celebrity Center, and line, meaning a communication line, or which comes from a terminal, which is a person. So something that someone
Jesus
said,
Christ, Marcus.
but it came from CC on a CC. All right, so maybe not everyone catches it, but it's the tone of my laugh and knowing that I'm annoying the shit out of Doug, because he would often tell me to explain things in detail, and then sometimes when I did, it would annoy him, and so it was like, do you want it in detail, or do you want it not? And when I wouldn't say something in detail, he would be like, "That's all you got, man?" So it was a tit for tat kind of thing. There was a spark of chemistry there, where it was just in good fun. Honestly, it was just in good fun, poking fun at each other. But listen to the laugh at the end and how annoying that would be, tit for tat. It's funny. What they call a CC line, and
Celebrity Center.
right, CC, Celebrity Center, and line, meaning a communication line, or which comes from a terminal, which is a person. So something that someone
Jesus
said,
Christ, Marcus.
but it came. Anyways, but he was a stickler for really. You got to explain everything. So explain it. All right, so basically that one is something someone said in Scientology speak, in parentheses, me annoying Doug. I found this one interesting because it comes up a lot everywhere, all over the world. People think they've lived before. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, and for some people, what I found with Dianetic auditing is that they're all too willing to go whole
Really?
track.
Right
Yeah.
away, session number
Very-
1,
very
session number
quickly.
5.
Very
Are they
quickly.
told about that, Marcus? Do they have any data or whatever
No.
you wow.
No, not other than their own cultural background and their beliefs that they were brought up with, I suppose. Oh, that's the
Really?
shocking part, right?
That is.
Yeah. And for some people, what I found, how-to, was a how-to video, shut all those people in Starbucks up.
It does stop a comm. It
Oh,
does.
you can
Scientologists
stop
do
a
have
whole
certain-
room. You can stop an entire. You could go out in public and go to Starbucks and shut everybody up in that whole place with an acknowledgement or just one piece from the comm formula.
Are you saying Scientology does give you superhuman powers?
No,
Because I don't think
I'm
anybody
saying
can
that
shut
when
up
you
a
go
room.
into a
I do.
Starbucks and say, "Hey,"
You just blew everybody's ears out that's listening on headphone.
well, that's take your head off with the acknowledgement.
I got that.
And then in the policy, it does say, and in instructional stuff in training and TRs and stuff, you can take, it's a paraphrasing, but the idea is to get the pre-clear to realize and have the cognition that you can take someone's head off with an acknowledgement or a communication or command. And yeah, it works. People respond to commands. People are very suggestible. That's a general thing to say, but if it can be feasibly believed that you're an authority of any kind, or have concern for people's safety, yeah, it's very easy. People dress up as cops and do all kind of fucked up shit. Because it's people that it can happen to anybody. It might just, if you don't notice, and the person is confident, then, like the Starbucks example, if I said, "Hey," then I would be drawing attention to myself, like demanding attention, and everyone would turn, and I would have their attention. At that point, I have their attention. What can you do with that? Well, if that's all you're doing, is just saying, hey, in a Starbucks, then everyone in there is gonna quickly realize and make their own assessment and decision as to what the hell is wrong with you for screaming. Getting everyone's attention for nothing. Then the end result is just you look like a fool. But if you follow that up with a command, you could make up a whole scenario and get people believing it's happening. Hubbard was an expert at it. Doug dug deep, as did I. We talked a lot about all of the stuff that we studied and how fucked up it was. This one is Next Step, or no, what is it? Yeah, Next Step.
Next stop on the bridge to total amnesia adds another.
Monica.
Oh, perfect.
That's the next stop.
God, hey man, you hit me when I wasn't ready and I had to fucking jump out of this thing. Sorry for waiting so long. Every time
take a drink, take
Monica,
it's Friday.
hit
Backflash.
All right, so this next.
All right, so that was something that an asset that I have that I gave Doug, the little gold spinning 3D gold trophy, and in StreamYard, I don't know how StreamYard works. He's tried to explain it to me, but it doesn't accept certain file formats. You have to do this, that, and you have to click on shit. Well, where I can use my board here, like this here in front of me, and all the buttons on it, to cue things through OBS. So I can have a bunch of sources. But I was trying to, and he definitely asked a lot of questions about production in terms of like intros, like having segments that he could quickly pull up, or things that he could quickly, like pieces of media that he could just run in StreamYard. We did troubleshooting with that. So yeah, I haven't watched all of his series. He did so much. Like, it just was really like, I imagine that it's just all consuming at a certain point. Is her name Marjorie?
I want to show you Marjorie, dude. So let me show you.
Is her name Marjorie or is her name Monica?
Marjorie. Oh, nice segue, brother. Fuck yeah! I told you to keep me on my game so the audience could get hammered by the time we're done. So every time you hear the word,
that was
Monica,
you, Beachcomber said it, and then I repeated it.
Please indulge in your favorite beverage. I know.
Beachcomber.
Hopefully, I want to.
Is her name Marjorie? I need to actually. Can I do this here? At Beachcomber. Oh man, where is it? Hey, Inca Beachcomber. There are more. There's Beachcomber. I thought I spelled it right. I don't see. I can't tag you. Well, shit. All right. Babbling away. Now this, when we would be off the air, sometimes he would get like really about me. You babble, Marcus. You babble, blah, blah, blah. Just get to the fucking point. And but the thing is that if you want the point, I can make a fine point. But you're going to have to listen. And I know patience is hard. And it has to be cultivated as a virtue. And there are things that I'm impatient with, but listening is crucial. You can learn a lot if you just listen. It's like the old quote, the wise man, the wise man, what the fuck is it? Those who listen, what is it? Come on, old brain, left brain, right brain, work together synchronously. Oh, there's even better Native American proverb quote thingy. What is it? It'll come to me. So babbling away, yeah.
Marcus, babble away while I try to pull this up. And
oh, that's what I do. Okay, I'll just babble away.
Well, just say whatever you have any
yeah.
comments.
So this,
Marcus, babble away.
It was the timing. Yeah, I'm not surprised you guys see yourself in the chat. Y'all were all there. I don't know. Backflash is what you look for. I don't, Willie. What do you mean? Oh no. Minka pies are English. You guessed it. My blues. Willie Weed. Yes, Marcus and Doug vids are Backflash series. Yeah. You're welcome, everyone. I think you forgot the apostrophe there. Dead girl. And what's that mean? I saw my name in the chat on that one. Well, you could be mince pie lover from Kazakhstan just because they rock. Anyways, I would eat a pie with you every day too. Well, if we're talking about pies and cakes, yeah, I could eat some. We like the meat pies down here. Pretty good. Marcus, do you agree with what? I don't know. Question mark. My theory is that they start you out on the fairly innocuous communication courses, and then the mind fuckery starts with the TRs. I mean, it's every story's different. But when you do your TRs, yeah, like TRs delivered, by a coach who's been trained by, people pushing LRH tech in front of them, getting word cleared. At a certain point, it's everything you do in Scientology is mindfuckery. It's just a matter of staying in long enough. Like, you could not do TRs ever and still get mindfucked from word clearing, word chains. There's lots of different ways that can fuck you up. Let's see. Clay demos. Demo kits are actually used in psychology frequently. In fact, the offices are full of things to represent use items being used to represent feelings and, people, concepts, and ideas. Inked, even as an authority on the phone, It is humbling to know how suggestible we all are. Yeah, on the phone. Yeah, for sure. That's how they run. Scams running, get the lots of money. Sound legit, Happened to. What's sad is I remember that happening a lot in the mid to late '90s to a bunch of old people, because they really were those old people that just trusted people. And yeah, Monica, Willie, y'all were so great together. Well, I had really hoped we were gonna do some more. Lorna, Doug seemed pretty damn deep. Yeah, I think it was an obsession. He packed a lot into a short life. Yeah, considering that, like, from 33 to 50. And a lot of that wasn't even, a lot of that was just self discovery. And yeah, unprocessed trauma. He was a very deep individual, that's for sure. We had a lot of really awesome conversations. There is only one at Beachcomber for us. What does that mean? Short, not shirt. Okay. I loved his OCD style. He wanted to make everything for everyone understandable and digestible. Yeah. Well, about his OCD style, one time he told me, man, can you just tell Cynthia to stop doing the lawn? She was out there weed eating, so that she wasn't going to be weed eating or during the broadcast. And I said, she's weed eating now so that there's no weed eating coming through the mic on the broadcast. It's like, okay, well, I can't think. I can't think. So, okay, fine. Like, do you really want me to go tell her, like, you can't take a few deep breaths and, like, get through this? Because it's going to be over by the time we start. In fact, it'd be over 30 minutes probably before we start. But he liked a lot of prep time. He would go in and hype himself up. Hype himself up. Double your problems in 60-second only. Whole comment and full video. Let's do this one because double your problems. This one is about pertaining to this. No. Mm-mm.
You got nothing, man?
Yeah. Okay. You see, there's the what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes he wanted me to go into great detail, and sometimes he didn't. And he would would take the piss out of each other. Yeah, well, I mean, not pertaining to this, but I do. Philosophy said, control the body, confuse the mind, create the problem, and be the solution. Now, one of the things that is part of like staff meetings and whatnot, maybe in public ethics cycles, which are just two people getting together and talking, is the fact that we create problems. We like problems. In fact, one of the things you might be told by an ethics officer, if you have too many problems, like say if you're being registered for a new service and you can't afford it, and you've got bills, you've got mortgage, you've got groceries, you've got gas, all this stuff. Well, that's amazing. That's good. You have problems. Now, and that's what we do. We solve problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to create more problems. I know this sounds crazy, but we're going to create more problems because when we create more problems, you're going to solve much of the problems that you already have.
And it kind of makes sense. I think it was create a problem of comparable magnitude, or if you have X amount of problems, why don't you just double them? So it's a mental thing where if you can handle double that, then surely you can handle that which you can't handle. It almost makes sense, but not when it comes to your empty bank account. Just
right.
Great.
That's full. That would have been the full clip, but it limited me to 60 seconds on the phone. So, or no, it wasn't on the phone. It's just from the clipping. All right, Monica Wakefield.
Often can carry that Sea Org mentality out with them.
This is Monica Wakefield.
Are you fucking gonna make me interrupt the flow?
Cheryl did it. Cheryl did it.
Fucking can carry that Sea Org mentality.
Because it was a Friday, people be drinking, and the dead girl says, "You're welcome." Now I understand, for the Monica drinking game, because it was her that brought up Monica in the chat, and the whole subject of Monica is a terse one or whatever. Came from like a butt clenching moment, I guess, because Doug and I were chatting on the phone, and I believe I've told this story before, but this is definitely more people here than the first time I told it. But the Monica thing came from me and Doug chatting one night, and he was, it was when we were going through, he wanted to talk about the 2005 to 2000, I don't know, 8 or something. And so he's going through a timeline, jumping back and forth in a timeline. And, you know, he asked about if I had any contact with Monica during that time, and I had. And she was in town for the holidays in Homa, and we met up. And he was just like a little boy crushing on Monica, like, "Oh my God, dude, you fucking asshole, you Monica." I'm like, you know, I'm like, "Do you want to hear the story or not?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro. So like, you're titty fucking Monica, whatever." I'm in the kitchen with my phone, making something out or getting something out of the fridge, and Cynthia walked right in, and she just stood there. I'm doing my thing. I pick up the phone and turn around. She's just looking, and her expression was just priceless. And I told Doug, I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm looking at Cynthia. I mean, the expression on her face is just priceless." And he was like, "Oh my God." He was like, "Dude, you don't have your phone on the earbuds?" I'm like, "Nah, man, my speaker's broke and I don't have I mean, I'm not going to wear headphones for my phone. I just put you on the speaker. Don't say anything that..." Okay, so, for whatever reason, maybe his own fantasies, he was titty fucking Monica. But that's what came out. And then in the chat later, the next broadcast, Cynthia's like, "Was it Monica?" Or some shit like that. Who's Monica? Oh, God. Yeah, this hurts, y'all. For real. Wayne couldn't stop a one-legged man.
You set that body in that chair.
Yes. You know who Wayne couldn't stop?
Who? You?
No.
Who? I know
Adam
what you're
Guidry.
gonna. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Monica, bro. That was a perfect segue, man. You set that body in that chair.
So that time, I guess he thought I was setting him up, and he hit it, but I didn't. So yeah, let's catch that again. Let's watch that replay.
Sure.
Yes. You know who Wayne couldn't stop?
Who? You?
No.
Who? I know
Adam
what you're
Guidry.
gonna. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Monica, bro. That was a perfect segue, man.
Nah, I tricked him up. All right. I'm going back to Louisiana. Oh, this was someone who said, "Hey, you did a pretty decent Creole accent." Man, I guess so. Me. Ooh, man.
I know.
He said, "Man, I'm telling you, I'm leaving this goddamn session fuck this shit. I'm not doing this crap no more. I'm not answering any
Amen.
more goddamn questions. I'm going back to Louisiana. And Wayne was like, no, you ain't got shit, T. You ain't got a goddamn thing.
Damn.
And he got up, and Wayne was like, handling him, and
I know.
he
He's a
said, man,
badass.
that's whenever Adam, who's what do you call it? He's an amputee. Wayne took his leg. So after Adam got his leg back, beat the crap out of Wayne with it. He was like, I'm going back to Louisiana. Fuck y'all. Y'all crazy. Taking a motherfucker's leg. Doug and Lulu.
Bring in the cutie pie.
Come on, Lulu.
This is Lulu, 17 years old, blind, and even though she looks adorable, I have seen evidence that this dog
You heard it.
Yeah, I heard it, dude. And I'm sorry that she drives you crazy. But again, the face is enough. What's up, Cynthia? How are you, young lady? Bring in the cutie pie.
Come on, Lulu. Yeah, she's the angry masturbator. She doesn't do that much anymore. She just barks. Adam got his leg back. Yeah, I don't think Wayne beat him with the leg. Just to clarify.
Thank you, man.
I think Adam got the leg back.
I'm sorry for laughing at that, man, but it's.
Yeah, I don't think Wayne. That's actually, if you leave Scientology, you'll lose your leg. How he got back into Scientology, he had left when he was a teenager, but then he went and got in a wreck and then lost his leg. And they said, you see what happens when you leave and join the WOG world?
See what happens when you. That's a line from
do
fucking.
You see what happens, Donnie? Do you see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass? Do you see? Do you see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
I've seen that movie a million times, and you just inspired me that I need to watch it again. Really? Last night?
Last night, it got more laughs than I thought it would have gotten because I've seen it a million times.
So have I. I still fucking laugh at it too. That movie had
fascist.
Oh my god! What a
get out of my beach town, you bum!
Oh my god!
That's actually how he. So, somebody sent me a shirt after Backflash concluded, and sent me the Medina Sod 64-65 championship shirt that Art wore. It's the Big Lebowski shirt. It's the shirt that Jeff Lebowski wears sometimes. It's his old championship bowling shirt. And I wear it on my K-Fuck broadcasts sometimes, most of the time. Try to wear that. Memory failure. So I figured, you know how to publish stuff, so I got this. You remember that record, right? And I'm like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, are you serious? Because we did a whole record in 2007, and you were there all the time producing and recording the record.
Remember?
So I figured, you know how to publish stuff, so I got this. You remember that record, right? So memory, lost memory, failure, drinking, driving, and coke. Okay.
And we covered that in his interview where he not only got pulled over while drinking, but had done like incredible amounts of coke. So if you want to hear that story. I don't think we ever
talked about that on the broadcast. But,
we have. Maybe it's in the ones that got deleted, but I actually have that.
Okay. And I don't know if those are there. I haven't dug that deep yet. Those first 3 interviews that we did, we talked about just growing up. So I don't know if that's anywhere. Just do it one take.
Fucking, you can lay it down, dude.
Yeah, man. You can just fucking. Hold on. Just do it one. This is some of Doug's acting right here. Just do it one take.
Fucking,
What want you
you
to
can
do?
lay it down, dude.
Yeah,
in
man.
one
You can just fucking
shot,
go in there and
man.
rock
You
that
got
shit.
this.
You got it. You got the. You can pick like a motherfucker, man.
Fuck.
You can pick like a motherfucker. So guess what? Just do.
Oh man. Opinion leaders.
Sort of a global takeover, and he has all areas covered as to what he'd like to control / infiltrate.
Yeah, I mean, well, one of the obvious things. Yeah, you're not wrong. He was a PR genius in this regard, because if you can you don't have to have like a total, just like the Nazis didn't have to have total control over everything. But if you control key speakers or opinion leaders that can then disseminate the information that you want to disseminate, you have a force multiplier effect on the culture.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. So, continuing on with this disgusting policy, sort of a global.
Yeah, that right there. That clip is more of a represent. I was going through and finding. I was really looking for some funny moments just to cheer me up. You know, some of the time that we spent broadcasting where we were having a blast. But there were a lot of like points that we, you know, collaborated on, because, you know, we each had our own experience and training in Scientology, and we also were instructed by, for the most part, the same group of people in Ventura. And that experience can vary from place to place, from senior to senior, mission holder to mission holder, MAA to MAA. That MAA means Master at Arms, which is like the, I guess, sort of a captain of sorts over a bunch of people in regards to ethics, would be ones that could get CSWs approved, completed staff work, time off to do things. And yeah, I've got to watch Backflash twice. I have to watch it in Doug's playlist, and then I'm gonna go back and watch it in the time that it in sequential order. And then I'll clip as I go, but I'm also looking for how he presents it as a here we go. He presents it as a podcast, Backflash Fridays. So like we went way, and you know, it's not in sequential order, but all of the episodes are there. So I'm just curious to watch it. You know, I've gone through 1 and 2. That's 3 hours right there, and I'm just into 3. And yeah, if you look at the chronological one, it's different, and I'm just curious when I get halfway through the playlist if there's going to be some kind of, I don't know, something that I notice. They were fun to watch. Born Ancient, my heart is heavy, but these memories are making me smile. Thank you for this, Marcus. Oh, good. Yeah, we had fun. We had a ton of fun. We had a blast. We went crazy doing it too a bit. Um, because, and I have to me, that's so, like, that playlist, while I am very interested in watching it in that order, it's hard for me to, like, comprend, like, Backlash series, 16 videos. Here we go. So these are the ones. Saying this is the ones that are probably in order. Yeah. How I was recruited into Scientology, part 1, part 2, suppress it from Scientology staff to suppressive person, part 1 and 2, leaving Los Angeles, part 3, essentially. Hard sell. This is where this was something that he really, and I know that is a interesting book, because it wasn't um, something that you would see that often or pulled out often. And if you did, you were probably in the middle of a big financial mistake, or you were going to be helping to create a situation where someone makes a grave financial mistake. Selling Scientology to celebrities. Um, this is the order it went in, time wise. Yeah, this was 8 months ago. Let's just see here. Nothing. That's 8 months ago. 8 months ago. 7 months ago. Yeah, so it should be all in order. 7 months ago. 6 months ago. That one was 8 months ago, and that one needs to be moved to where it's 8 months. So is this 8 months? No, that's 7 months. So this needs to go before that. This is 8 months.
Friends.
8 months. Yep. 7 months. I'm fixing this because I'll link the playlist. 6 months. Yep. 7 months. Nope. Needs to go up 1. Okay. 7 months, right? 6 months. 7 months.
Is the apartments of.
And this is 5 months. 7 months. See, how did that get moved? All right, 7 months. That's 7 months. All right. Bridge to total amnesia. 1. Oh, he may have re-uploaded stuff, because this was 6 months ago. That's part 2. Part 1 was 7 months ago. Okay. I don't know, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. All right. Scientology, Danny Masterson. And that was all, what, 5 months ago? 6 months ago. Holy jeez. All right. So it's basically, generally, it's for the most part in sequential order now. Sort by date. Duh. Date added. Oh no, old date published. Let's go from oldest. There we go. So that's how it saves. And that's from dates published. Blam. Oh, I think I might have fat fingered that here. There you go. Second one. That would be totally cool and great and fun. What? Oh, it'd be amazing if you live stream each Backflash Friday episode. Commentary, what it plays. Sure. That, you know what? That makes it fucking easy. If y'all like that idea, then we can do that. It kind of take a look. Then that gives me like shit to not think about for 16 weeks. The more I can take off, my plate, the better. But I'm not sure if this would be taking something off my plate or putting more on. Good Lord. No, I am. I don't know if I'm still in shock. It was all shocking because it was like people right at the end. Like I'm getting a message from a journalist. It's like it's public, and I want to get ahead of the story, but want to be respectful of the family, which is a change of interaction with that particular journalist. That's a big difference from 2015, 2014, 2015-ish when I dealt with him at that time. And it's a welcome change. Yeah, like actually some compassion. Just a little. It's not like, no, you didn't know the guy. You're just trying to do the thing. But I think this one went for Tony was a little personal. So who knows? Maybe it'll be business as usual. But I didn't have a bad interaction with anybody really. What's disappointing is that Doug's gone, but he didn't want to live in the future. I can tell you that. He didn't want to live one more day. There were times he did not want to live in the future. He said he's seen what's coming, and he don't want to be no part of it. But he was not going to, and people were concerned about like maybe him killing himself or something. No, I didn't believe that or buy that at all. If anything, I figured he was just taking a break. And I don't know if anyone else has a tendency to minimize themselves and their effect on other people. I mean, clearly Doug had an effect on people. And you've had an effect on someone. People affect other people in different ways. It's just dynamics, I guess. But when someone goes out of their way to make a point of how you affected them or their journey or their recovery, it's kind of humbling, but I didn't really want to think about how it helped. I don't know if that makes sense. Thinking about like being told that it is easy to, if you take that and run with it, like, oh, I helped you. Oh, well, I feel like then that can lead you to a place where you think you can help people. But the truth is that you can only fix yourself. Even with now, you can have help. You can get plenty of help, and there's lots of people that can help. It's even outside of professional help. But it's important to recognize when you need professional help, and also, unfortunately, it is fucking so bad in Scientology and ex-Scientologists, the aversion to therapy. To find someone to work with you as an ex-Scientologist and really like get into the conceptual, like, identity that you are as a Scientologist and work through that. Figure out if you were not a Scientologist before and you became one, like how you shifted your values into these other values, and it's a lot of work. And so the feel good, quick, fast, patch you up uh, therapy clinics that are mainly there for, I think a lot of them are there for, teenage crisis and early intervention for crisis and developmental stuff. And but as far as the adults go, it's just like it's too much to have a full blown everything clinic, because the therapists themselves need therapy for doing the therapy. So the mental health crisis thing, that's, to me, that's all too real. And I really hoped that that's what was going on. I keep saying that. It didn't, I tried. The very last times that the last time that I spoke with Doug, he was not in his right frame of mind, and and it was excruciating to see that, to hear that, to see that it had become that. And as I said before, I feel like that he was being fed things, false narratives, ideas, send him reeling, spinning, chasing, wild goose chasing. I'm not invalidating what he did, because I don't know what all he did. I haven't watched all of his stuff. I only know what he and I did, and I know Doug as a person. So, yeah. Whiskey Bent and Hellbound would be a great song for Doug's attitude a lot of the time. Even though he didn't drink, he just smoked. But Whiskey Bent and Hellbound, just the idea, the song title. He'd say, "I don't have kids. I don't have anything to live for, and I want out of this three-ring shit show as quick as possible. But I want to take a few people down before I'm dead." Wow. It has been very nice of everyone to tell me that, those of you that watched other things that Doug did, it's very heartwarming to know that he still had love for me, because that is not how the conversation ended. But I also knew that that wasn't him that was talking. That was some other thing. I knew that Doug loved me. We loved each other. I mean, it's one of those things where someone you love says something really terrible and you know they don't mean it. They can't mean it. Oh, yeah, speaking of, here's another idea that I had that Doug hated. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I know exactly where it is. Don't you worry. It's right here. It's noon now, so I'm kind of awake. It's under assets. So this he liked. And I liked it too. I made that. Backflash is talking back. It's when your mama slap you in the mouth. No talking back. That's what backflash essentially is. Back talk, talking back, questioning authority, whatever you want to, however you want to call it. I as a bid to sort of like avoid any kind of future trademark dispute bullshit. Like, I mean, I love this logo. Don't get me wrong, and I love the affiliation and the brand name. But that's the thing; it's a brand. MTV is a brand. So I don't know if they're cool with all of that being used, but spit. Doug hated it. I was like, why not spit? SP YouTube. And because you're spitting. Stop spitting on me. I mean, there's no need for it necessarily. But it's also not meant to be sort of like a division or a separation from. It's all it's all trauma community stuff. But yeah, logo stuff. I would hate it. I would hate it if I had to all of a sudden redo all of my thumbnails. I have a bad time. I have a hard enough time. Yeah. Spy. Yeah, maybe so. This is the Clockwork Orange. See, it says deprogramming, but I black out eProgram. Ding, ding, ding. So if y'all are patient, we'll be able to go through some stuff, some more stuff. And that would sort of give me carte blanche to free up some memory and have one less thing to think about to do per week. SPTV seems fitting for second gens since they can just go all out. Nikarasu. I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I've got to make a sandwich now. I've really enjoyed sitting with y'all this morning. I didn't want to get up, but my body got me up, and I got like a couple of days to chill, and then from there, I may have like 2-3 days a week to chill, which I guess is what most people get, right? The weekend, but sometimes it's odd days, random times because of my sleep. So I'm gonna chill and relax and continue doing my self-care. I did some light self harm yesterday. I kind of lost it, and it was just bonk, 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 head on the wall. I probably did it for 20 minutes. Just bonk, bonk, bonk. I used to do that when I was younger. And it's not a thing that happens all the time, but yeah, sometimes I'll just hit my head on the wall. And I cried a little bit, and I'm like while I was doing it, just pitiful. It's just pitiful. All right, y'all. See you next week. Not this Friday. We'll have to do next. We'll have to, yeah, the backflash reviews. Yeah, we'll have to do another time. Probably after New Year's. So, um, where's my intro? Also, the blog. Also, I do bad descriptions. Also, I need to do maintenance on my channel. Also. Sorry about the mess that it is in. You'll have to click around to see what's what because I did a terrible job and I need to go in and fix it all. It's not all pretty like Doug's is. But, yeah. Give me time. And I'll fix it. It's on the to-do list. Blog as well. Writing. Live long and prosper.